The strongest man who fee the wrong woman. He was the strongest man who ever lived. A warrior so powerful, armies feared his name. Yet his downfall didn't come from a sword or a spear. It came from love, the wrong love. This is the rise, fall, and redemption of Samson, the man chosen by God, broken by his own desire, and remembered as both hero and warning. Welcome to Light and Word 1. If you love stories that stir your soul and strengthen your spirit, tap that subscribe button, and let's journey into one of the most powerful tales ever told. Our story begins in ancient Israel, a land conquered by the Philistines. For 40 long years, God's people suffered under their rule. Among them was a woman who couldn't have children, until one day an angel appeared. The angel said, "You will give birth to a son. He will begin to deliver Israel, but he must never drink wine or cut his hair, for he will be a Nazirite, dedicated to God from birth." And so Samson was born. From childhood, his parents knew this boy was different. As he grew, the Spirit of the Lord empowered him with extraordinary strength. He could break ropes, outrun warriors, and tear a lion apart with his bare hands. But even the strongest man cannot wrestle destiny. One day on his way to marry a Philistine woman, a lion attacked him. Samson grabbed it, and the beast fell silent in seconds. Days later, he passed by again and found bees and honey inside the lion's carcass. He shared the honey but told no one where it came from. At his wedding feast, he posed a riddle to the guests. He said, "Out of the eater, something to eat. Out of the strong, something sweet." When they couldn't solve it, they threatened his wife until she revealed the answer. In anger, Samson struck down 30 men to pay his wager. That was the beginning of his war with the Philistines, a war fueled by betrayal and vengeance. When the Philistines took his wife, Samson's fury was unstoppable. He captured 300 foxes, tied torches to their tails, and set the fields of his enemies ablaze. The Philistines retaliated, and Samson answered blow for blow. Once, when 1,000 soldiers surrounded him, Samson grabbed the jawbone of a donkey and fought until none were left standing. He became a legend, the man who could not be defeated. But pride crept in, and pride, like a silent enemy, always finds the cracks in our armor. Then came Delilah, beautiful, captivating, and dangerous. The Philistine rulers offered her silver to discover the secret of Samson's power. Delilah said, "Tell me, my love, what makes you so strong?" Samson teased her and said, "If I'm tied with fresh ropes, I'll be as weak as any man." But when he awoke, he snapped them apart like threads. 3 times she failed, 3 times he escaped, but Delilah wouldn't stop. Night after night, her questions turned into tears. She said, "If you really loved me, you'd tell me." And that's when the strongest man in the world became the weakest. He told her, "My hair has never been cut. It's the sign of my vow to God." That night, as he slept on her lap, she called the soldiers. They cut his hair. When he awoke, his strength was gone, and God's spirit had departed from him. The Philistines captured him. They gouged out his eyes and threw him into prison. The mighty warrior now lived in darkness, mocked and forgotten. But as the days passed, something happened. His hair began to grow again, and with it, his faith. In that silence, Samson found what he had lost: humility. He realized his strength was never really his. It had always been God's. He prayed, "Lord, remember me. Give me strength one last time." During a great celebration, the Philistines brought Samson out to entertain them, blind, broken, but alive. They didn't know they were watching his final act. Samson said, "Let me feel the pillars that hold the temple up." He placed his hands on the columns and prayed, "Let me die with the Philistines." Then he pushed. The pillars cracked, the roof trembled, and the temple collapsed. In his death, Samson destroyed more enemies than he had in his life. Samson's story is not just about strength, it's about surrender. He was chosen, gifted, and powerful. But it wasn't until he was broken that he understood the true source of his power. Maybe your greatest strength is also your greatest test. Use it wisely. Honor the one who gave it. If this story inspired you, tap like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs strength today. Join us next time for another powerful tale that will change how you see faith, courage, and destiny.